When your heart still carries feelings for someone you thought was gone, it can stir questions that are hard to silence. Deep down, you may wonder if God is shaping something bigger than what you can see in this moment. The truth is, God often works behind the scenes in ways that bring growth, healing, and clarity before love is restored. He may allow distance or silence for a season so both of you can mature in ways you couldn't if you stayed together too soon. What feels like delay can actually be His protection, making sure that when love returns, it is stronger and healthier than before. God's timing is never careless, and when He is preparing you for love again, it comes with purpose and lasting strength. You may notice changes within yourself, your patience, your faith, your willingness to trust Him even when you do not understand. These are signs of preparation, not abandonment. When God is in the process, every detail has meaning, even if you can't see the full picture right now. One, you see patience in their actions. And we exhort you, brethren, warn those who are unruly, comfort the faint-hearted, uphold the weak, be patient with all. Patience in their actions is not something you ignore because it speaks louder than words ever could. You begin to notice they wait instead of rushing, showing you that God has been working within them. That shift tells you love is no longer fueled by selfish wants, but by maturity that comes from God. You feel the difference when someone no longer pressures you, but instead respects God's timing. Patience is a reflection of growth that prepares two people to stand firm in love without breaking easily. You realize God is teaching them to hold steady because love requires steadiness, not constant rushing. When actions show patience, it is a clear sign God has softened the rough edges that once hurt you. Their patience brings peace to your heart because you see their love becoming more dependable. It proves that God is preparing them to love in a way that honors Him and honors you. Love grows stronger when someone is patient because it builds trust instead of fear. God uses patience as proof that restoration can be built on something stable and lasting. You feel safer knowing patience now guides them instead of pride or impulse. That safety is God showing you He is preparing a new chapter in your love story. It is not just patience for the moment, but patience that will carry into the future God has for you. Two, you both can talk about the past calmly. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Talking about the past without anger shows that real healing has taken place. When calmness replaces old arguments, you know God has worked on both hearts. It means that what once caused tears or shouting now becomes a lesson in maturity. God prepares you for love again when you can discuss pain without reopening the wounds. You feel His presence in the way conversations shift from blame to understanding. The past no longer holds you hostage because God has given both of you freedom. Calmness in conversation shows that forgiveness has truly entered the relationship. When anger no longer controls the discussion, peace begins to guide the connection. This is God showing you that He has taken the sting out of what once destroyed you. The ability to calmly revisit the past is a foundation for trust to grow again. You see God's preparation when bitterness fades and clarity replaces confusion. It is not about forgetting, but about being strong enough to talk and still hold respect. That calmness is proof God is preparing both of you for something better than before. It means restoration has a chance because peace now leads the way forward. 3, you notice better choices in their life. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. When their choices begin to reflect wisdom, it shows God's word is guiding them. You see a difference when decisions are no longer careless, but thought through with purpose. God prepares love by shaping people to make better choices that honor Him. Better choices show they are no longer controlled by old habits that hurt the relationship. It reassures you that growth is happening not just in words, but in lifestyle. This is how God proves He is preparing both of you for something lasting. You feel comfort when you see them living in a way that brings peace, not pain. Better choices are signs of maturity that cannot be faked for long. When you witness real change, it confirms God's preparation behind the scenes. Their choices now reflect stability, and stability is a foundation for love. God uses better decisions to prepare both of you for a healthier relationship. It is His way of showing that restoration is not just possible, but sustainable. You know, it is His hand at work when their path looks more aligned with Him. Better choices prove God is shaping them for love that honors Him and you. 4. You can forgive without keeping score. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Forgiveness without keeping score shows God has freed your heart. You no longer remind them of every wrong, but instead release it to God. That release proves He is preparing you for love built on grace. Love cannot survive when past mistakes are dragged into every conversation. God teaches you to forgive in a way that brings healing, not more pain. This forgiveness does not excuse what happened, but releases the weight it carried. You feel lighter when you no longer replay the past to punish them. It shows your heart is ready to build without holding grudges. God prepares love through forgiveness because it reflects His nature. When you forgive freely, you make room for trust to grow again. It is not about forgetting, but about refusing to let old wounds block new love. God uses forgiveness to prepare you for a love that lasts. It shows both of you that His grace is stronger than your mistakes. That grace is proof He is guiding you toward restoration. 5. You both choose prayer over pride. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. Prayer over pride is a turning point in any relationship. When prayer replaces ego, love becomes centered on God, not selfishness. It shows both of you are ready to let Him lead the way. God prepares love by removing pride, which destroys, and replacing it with prayer, which builds. You feel strength when prayer becomes the answer instead of silence or arguments. It means the relationship is no longer about winning, but about seeking God's will. When pride fades, you see a new softness in the connection. God works through prayer to open doors that pride once closed. This choice shows that humility is growing in both of you. Humility is God's preparation for a lasting love that honors Him. When prayer becomes the habit, healing begins to take root. It proves you are both learning to depend on God more than yourselves. That dependence creates the foundation for a restored love. God is preparing you for a bond that thrives in prayer, not pride. When you think about this message, let it remind you that God has not forgotten your prayers or your heart. If the content inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational. Be blessed.